No, 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 not, I think not visible slide.
Yes, sir.
Network network is not so good. Okay. Anyway, should I start? Slide is visible, is not it? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, slide is visible, huh? Okay,
Yes.
I'm not getting the other. Anyway, so today we shall start a new chapter that is in the syllabus. You will see, I think you might have be having the syllabus of this course. So, serial number 18, that is nature and chemical combinations of fungicides and antibiotics. Okay, nature and chemical combinations of fungicide and antibiotics. So, first you have to know what is the fungicides. Okay. So the word fungicide has originated from two Latin words. Okay, fungus you know very well. Okay, that is the microorganism, fungus, and kado. The word kado means to kill. Okay, so that means the fungicide means those chemicals which are used for killing the fungus. Again, fungicide refers to a chemical capable of killing fungi. Some chemicals do not kill fungi; they simply inhibit fungal growth temporarily. Okay, so in this case, if the fungus is freed from such substances, again the fungus will revive and it will start its activity. Okay, such a chemical is called fungicide. Okay, such a chemical will be known as fungicide, where the upon application of such chemicals, okay, activity of the fungus is ceased, okay, or stopped temporarily for some time. And when the effect of fungicide is over, again the activity of fungus starts working normally. And the phenomena of temporarily inhibiting the growth is called fungistatis. Okay, coming to little bit in history. So as before as 1100 BC, higher, okay, he was the Greek poet. He made a mention of sulfur with pest controlling properties. You see, before 1000 BC, before Christ, he just mentioned this. That is having sulfur is having the property of pest controlling. Then in the modern era, okay, the Miller rate in 1882 from France. So he made his first report on the control of downy mildew of grass with podomixture. Okay. Downy mildew of grass by podomixture. So podomixture is prepared with a combination of two your chemicals. One is copper sulfate, another one is calcium carbonate or calcium hydroxide. Okay. Rohit joined or not? Still not joined. Rohit, CR.
No, sir. He is absent today.
Oh, he will not join.
No, sir.
I don't know. You see, uh, uh, only joining with mobile and just listening 1 hour lecture is effort. Okay, the students are not doing. And I'm taking this class why? Because yesterday I was actually DG is visiting. Okay, Director General here at 7th convocation. Your deputy is president and visiting thing. So we are busy in a lot of activities. That is why I compelled to take this 9 to 10 class because even from 10 o'clock I will be busy in some activities. Students, Anurag, Akram Ali, is opening the Satish.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if anything doubt, you can ask in between. So second, I mean, that is nature and characteristics of fungicides and antibiotics. And that is the fungicide. And can you tell what is antibiotics? What is antibiotics? What is antibiotics? Anyone? What is antibiotics?
Again,
against it. Then from one fungicides are the chemicals used to kill the activity. Okay. But what are the antibiotics? Like bacteria, but there are some nowadays antibiotics which are the fungal antibiotics also, like your you get, okay, in the due course of I will give you. Anyway, so natural characteristics of fungicides and antibiotics. What should be the characters of nature? First one is should be low phytotoxicity. That means it should be less toxic to the target crop. Okay, means to the target fungus or pathogen, it should be very toxic, but on the target crop or host where you are spraying it or applying the fungicide, it should be less toxic. Okay, like sulfur dust is toxic to some crop if applied during hot season. Okay, so sulfur dust precautions taken to apply the sulfur fungicide, but not in the very high temperature or summer days or in the bright sunshine, because it is toxic. Second, stability in storage. A fungicide should have long shelf life. It should be like a boron mixture. It doesn't have the very long shelf life because it is prepared manually and its activity remains intact for maximum 7 to 15 days. But it is not the desirable character. The fungicide which you are having or the different companies they are manufacturing, it should have long shelf life because it is not that the one farmer or one will use the fungicide within 7 days, 15 days or a month. Same fungicide can be used in the very early stage of the crop. Same fungicide is again applied in the your active vegetative part, then in reproductive part, okay, and even at the time of before harvesting, okay, and maybe suppose some fungicides like packing, okay, if you go for the small packaging like 100 ml or 50 ml or 50 gram, if the costing will be more, but if the packaging is your large like your 250 gram or like that 1 liter, like the 5 liter, or depending upon the area of use, okay, the cost of the fungicide is used. So in that case, so once the 1 liter bottle or packet is opened, it is not like that it will be used in a single cropping season. It can be used, okay, same fungicide can be used in some other crops in the next season, or maybe suppose if fungicide is taken for your disease management in kharif crops, same fungicide may be used in the rabi crops, so it should have a long shelf life. Okay, then it should be less toxic to the human being, cattle, etc. Because when human beings are spraying the fungicides, so there is a drift action with the wind. So even after every possibilities, okay, precautions taken by the human being or the worker, okay, it should be less toxic. Then it should be less toxic to cattle also, because what happens when the fungicide is sprayed in the field, okay, through irrigation water, through rain water, okay, the washout goes to the low-lying areas like ponds, okay, rivers, so where the fishes are there, then cattle are there, so this fungicide should have less toxicity to this because the water of ponds, low-lying areas, okay, ditches, it is used for different cattles, okay, and also for the fishes, and fish are consumed by the human. Then it should not be toxic to the earthworm and soil microorganism. It is very important because earthworm is the national flower, natural flower. Okay, so if it affects your earthworm, and there are many soil microorganisms which are important and play very important role in crop development. Okay, growth and development. So application of fungicide like in soil drenching, your spraying is done, so it is going to the soil. It should not affect the earthworm and microorganism. Otherwise, the fertility of the soil will reduce. Then it should have high toxicity to a wide range of target microorganisms. Okay. Then A fungicide should have the high toxicity, foremost important character, and wide range of target microorganisms. Like suppose one fungicide if you are taking, so the character is that that fungicide should have the character to control more than fungus, more than one genus or one species. Like it should control suppose like Cercospora also, Alternaria also, because leaf spot is called by your Cercospora also as well as Alternaria also. Okay, trichome. So if the fungicide is having the wide range, okay, then it will be acceptable by the farmers or by the users. Okay. And the preparation must be ready for use. Okay. The preparation it should be like that. That it should not be like that. That after procuring it from the market, okay, again you have to dissolve in something except water. It should be dissolved in water, that is okay. Okay. But it is not like that it should be dissolved in some other solvent. Again, it should be kept like that. Okay, it is not the desirable character. It should be in the ready form. It should not cause accumulation of toxic chemicals in soil or in plants or in plant products. Okay. That means your residual effect of the fungicide should be low. That means actually, hello, students. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Uh, if you don't understand or some connectivity, just you can stop me calling my mobile. So residual impact. It is very important because nowadays the people are very much health concerned. Okay, and as well the agricultural commodity which is exported. Okay, your importing countries are very much stringent regarding the your fungicide residue. Like in many crops. Okay, like European Union, there are different standards. Like European Union, they have a different standard of the limit of the fungicides or insecticides or pesticides. Okay, permissible limit which should be present, which may be present in the food product. Okay, or agricultural commodity. Because of this only, in past, tea is very remunerative crop. So a huge consignment of tea. Okay, and your like your cumin. You know cumin. You know what is cumin? You know cumin. Cumin. What is cumin? Cumin. You know what is cumin?
It's a type of spices.
Spices. Jyoti, what type of spices?
Sir, Jeera.
Huh?
Sir, Jeera.
Jeera. Then what is black cumin?
Um, sir, don't know, sir.
Nigella, you know Nigella? Nigella, that is Mangrela, you know? Kalonji, you know
Yeah.
Kalonji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Mangala
that is
Jyoti.
your black cumin, okay? A lot of insecticides are used, okay? And because this is a regulatory crop, okay? And like in cumin also, against the blight, this mancozeb is used in tea, like against the red spider mite, okay? So, it is always desirable that whatever fungicide you are using, that should have the less residual impact. Okay, that means it should degrade. Okay, it should degrade very fast in the plant. Okay, like vegetables, what the farmers are doing, they are spraying today and they don't know, knowingly or unknowingly, they are ignorant. They are just suppose they are spraying the fungicide in tomato, brinjal. Today they are morning they are spraying. Okay, in the afternoon they are plucking and selling in the market. So it has the very your bad impact on the health. Okay, so the fungicide which will have the very less your this residual effect. Okay, that is the fungicide, the residual impact before. Okay, LAQ, that is limit of quantification. Eh, it should be generally 0.01, okay, mg per kg of the crop. So suppose if some fungicide is having the 7 days, after 7 days, if the limit of quantification of particular fungicide, okay, becomes below 0.01 mg, okay, per kg of the plant or crop, that is permissible. It should be directed for
Sir, your voice is
Rahul, Jyoti. Okay, it's okay.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which company is
Sir, your voice is not coming.
So the first one is inorganic chemicals. Okay. And organic will need to broad your group inorganic and organic. First, starting with the inorganic chemicals. First one is the copper compound. So first is the mixture is the product of reaction of copper sulfate with calcium hydroxide. Okay, and is the most widely used copper fungicide. Okay.
स्लाइड से मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं कर रहे
या बोलो बोलो
आवाज ठीक से नहीं आ रही और स्लाइड में शेयर नहीं हो रहा
नहीं हो रहा है स्लाइड शेयर नहीं हो रहा है
आवाज कट रही है आपकी
you tell who's telling what is the problem
So your voice is lagging in
oh,
between.
okay. Network issue
Try for what?
okay
Yes, sir. hello
Yes, sir.
And my voice is not clear because some network issue, Slide is
No, sir.
No,
The
sir.
voice is coming, but slide is not there.
sliding not coming.
No, sir.
Again, I will see. Upender ji, Upender ji, Upender ji. क्लास चलता है धीरे धीरे नहीं मुझको भी बात क्लास चलता है that's okay. Now slide is
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, the slide is visible.
Now voice is also okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So your this chemical fungicides, okay, measure in broadly it is categorized in inorganic chemicals and organic chemicals. Starting with the inorganic chemicals, first one is the copper compounds. So here the bottom picture, okay, it is the very you can say one of the primitive or the oldest fungicide used or discovered. So it is the product of reaction of copper sulfate with calcium hydroxide or calcium carbonate. That is the common line, slack line, and is the most widely used copper fungicide. It is effective against many fungal and bacterial leafy spots, blights, anthracnose, downy mildews, and cankers. Most commonly used formula means the proportion in which it should be mixed. It should be 8:8:100. That means 8 is the copper sulfate in pound, then lime 8 pound, and the water should be 100 gallons. The composition can be varied according to the requirements. Okay, the composition it is becoming very okay for different diseases and different crop and based on use also. Like this is the Bodo mixture again, Bodo paste made, okay, which is used for painting on the cut ends of the plants after pruning and training, or in some your disease, okay, wound or diseases. Means your appearing on the trunk, stems, hardy portion of the plant. Second one is the fixed or insoluble copper. This is the less phytotoxic than Bodo mixture, but also effective fungicide. They are used for control of same disease as those by Bodo mixture and can also be used as dust. Okay. They contain either basic copper sulfate, basic copper, or your basic copper chloride, copper oxide, that is fucoside, perinox, or miscellaneous formulations. Most of them are used as sprays for sites, both fungicides as well as bactericides. So this fungicide can be used as both. Okay, and it contains cupric hydroxide. Next, your sulfur compounds. So here elemental sulfur. So this elemental sulfur as dust, vegetable powder, okay, paste or liquid is used mainly for powdery mildew, but also effective against some rust, leaf blights, and fruit rots. So example like Kosan, okay, these are available Kosan, Solvar, Iovit, okay. So dusting is done, mainly dusting is done, and the time of your foliar spray, it is the when there is your sunlight, when the dews are water dews or dews are just dries on the plant surface, then spraying should be done. First, but dusting should be done either in the morning, okay, when there is not bright sunshine, or in the evening. After that, dusting, okay, it needs the presence of moisture on the plant surface so that the dusting will be done. Okay, this dust will be get stick to the plant surface. Lime sulfur. This is the lime sulfur together. Lime sulfur, lime sulfur, and dry lime sulfur are the common formulations. These are used for notes, powdery mildew, apple scape, peach leaf curd, etc. Okay. Then the organic chemicals. First one, sulfur compounds. So Mainly these are known as diethiocarbomates. So these organic compounds are mainly your manufactured in your factories. So fungicides under this category falls into three groups, that is thiopurine, disulfide, metallic dicarbomates, and ethylene by bis diethiocarbomates. In this example, in the market it is available theorem, and second one is quinones. They also are natural in many plants and show antimicrobial activity. Example, aspergon and figon. So these things, uh, Rahul, Rohit, Jyoti,
Yes, sir.
yeah, this is only the things to cram. Okay, these are the chemical thing you have to cram. Nothing much to get understand. Anyway, uh, wherever it will be needed, I will tell you. Then benzene compounds. So here, benzene compounds, there are two. One is chlorobenzene. It is used as seed treatment for seed and soil borne burnt in wheat. So example is your hexachlorobenzene, that is your SCB 30% T. Then pentachloronitrobenzene, PCNB. It controls various soil-borne diseases of vegetables and ornamentals and used primarily for diphtheria, sclerotinia, and plasmidiophora. Example is brassicol. So this brassicol is very much effective against the club root disease of cabbage uh, caused by Plasmidiophora brassicae. Then fourth one is cyclic compound. So in this captan, it is excellent, safe for leaf spot, blights, and fruit rots, etc. It is also used as seed protectant. That means for seed treatment, this captan is used. Okay. Like example, captan 15W, then hexacarb, these are available in the market. Then a very important group, that is the systemic fungicides. Okay. Again, in fungicide, there are systemic and non-systemic. Systemic fungicides are those when okay, wherever it will be, suppose if it is the site of the site of action is okay throughout the plant, okay, even if it is, and the site of action is okay irrespective of the site of your application. Suppose if some foliar spray is done and there is some disease in root, so in case of systemic fungicide, it will be effective against the root disease also. It is not like that if there is some disease in root, so the root portion will be dug out and the fungicide will be used. Okay, in that case, systemic fungicide is used. And non-systemic fungicides are those which are applied locally. That means the site of action is restricted to the site of application. Okay, then like in non-systemic fungicides are mainly used like in leaf spots, okay, blotch, all these things. So in the disease also, there are some diseases in systemic in nature like wilt. In that case, systemic fungicide is to be used. There are another diseases also like non-systemic diseases that is the infection is localized, like leaf spots, blotch, okay, blisters. In that, non-systemic fungicide is effective. In some cases, a combination of non-systemic and systemic fungicide is given. Can you say when? In which case the mixture of non-systemic and systemic fungicide is to be applied? When? Anyone? Anyone can say? No one? Aditya Raj, Subin, Abhinav Jha, Satish Kumar.
Yes, sir.
What I'm asking, that can you say? That is, I told you, na, that when systemic fungicide is used, when non-systemic is used. I told. But can you say the condition where both systemic and non-systemic fungicides are used. Can you say the condition in which both these are used? Systemic as well as non-systemic.
No idea.
Anyone? Abhinav Jha, Aditya Raj, Abhinav Jha, Sushant Kumar. My voice is not reaching. Abhinav Jha, Sushant Kumar, Subin, Divyani Nanda,
Yes, sir.
and my voice is not reaching. You tell. Can you say? Jyoti Jha,
Sir, your voice is coming.
not coming, but what I am asking, you tell that. You didn't listen what I am asking?
Yes, sir. Systematic और नॉन सिस्टमैटिक एक साथ कब यूज होगा?
कब होगा तो बताओ, कोई नहीं बता रहा है. It seems that you are keeping the mobile, you people, and roaming here and there. Nobody is just interacting. Anurag,
Yes, sir. No idea, sir.
बताओ. No idea. You see, suppose, so Abhinav Jha, no idea. Anyway, you see, when in case of airborne pathogen, suppose an example, airborne pathogen, through air in the cropping season, the inoculum is coming from the diseased field to the somewhere field where there is no disease. Okay, some in case of some leaf spots. Okay, suppose, or some disease. Okay, so the inoculum is through air get drifted and it falls on the leaf of healthy plant. Okay, it lands on the inoculum lands on the leaf of healthy plant. Okay, and suppose if that first it will land on the leaf, it will cause the localized infection symptom. Again, if that pathogen is systemic in nature, it will enter in the plant. So in that case, okay, as prophylactic measure or after the initiation of the disease, first your non-systemic side should be given. Okay, should be given, and to protect the to kill the inoculum. After that, if the disease get established in that plant, then systemic fungicide should be given. But when the disease is already established, so it is a continuous process. Inoculum, okay, inoculum is coming, okay, every time from the disease field, and it is entering in the plant, so it becoming a systemic in nature. So in that case, we have to protect, we have to kill the both the inoculum that is coming and landing, okay, or falling on the aerial part of the plant. So a mixture of non-systemic fungicide and systemic. So non-systemic fungicide will take care of that the inoculum coming to the fungicide will take care of the pathogen. Okay, there are market, there are common products also. Okay, you have to add separately your systemic fungicide like your carbendazim, very common, non-systemic mancozeb. Okay, commonly used in the market, like you will get companion, SAP. Okay, these are the fungicides which is a mixture of systemic as well as non-systemic fungicide. Okay. So the introduction of systemic fungicides in 1960 was a landmark in the history of fungicidal control of plant disease. A systemic fungicide is taken up and transplanted within the plant, as a result of which the latter, that is plant, becomes fungitoxic. In this first one is oxanthins or carbozimides. It is also known as carboxylic acid, anilides or carboxanilides or anilides. The member of these groups are substituted derivatives of salicylic amide as salicyl amides. Oxanthins were the first developed systemic fungicides in the disease management, reported by von Sackning and Kulka in 1966. So this is very important. That is the Oxathins are the first developed systemic fungicides. Okay, and it is reported by von Melin and Kulka in 1966. Okay. Example is your Vitavax. It is used against the rust disease of wheat. Okay, Vitavax 10% D, then Vitavax 75% WP, then benzimidazole. Okay, so it has broader spectrum of many fungi in Ascomycotina and Basidiomycotina. However, they are not effective against bacteria and fungi belonging to Omycetes. Bacteria and fungi belonging to Omycetes, that means the subdivision, your Mastivomycotina. Omycetes fungi like your Phytophthora, Pythium, Phytophthora causing the leaf blight disease of potato, very important disease. Okay, it is not effective. So Ascomycotina like your Tafrina, then Protomyces, Basidiomycotina, Milirust, and small fungi, Vaccinia. It is effective. Example is Benlate 50 WP. Then pyrimidines and purines. They include mainly dimethylmol or ethrimol and triarimol, which are effective against powdery mildew and some other fungi. They are mainly used as seed and soil treatment. Okay, example, Milcurb, then Miliaterm 80 WDP.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
Yes, बोलिए.
सर ये विटावेक्स 10% डी 75% डब्ल्यू का मतलब क्या होता है सर?
अच्छा, हाँ. Beta with 10% D, it is means dust. When it is used in the your dusting purpose, okay, that it is not made in the solution for spraying. Dusting is done. Okay, with duster, with blower, dusting is done. Then 70 at 10%. That means suppose you will get in a so it is not that is your active ingredient, that is oxazine or carbioxymides. Okay, it will be 100% means 1 kg will be that because it will be very high toxicity. So it is a very good question you raise. 10% means active ingredient. Okay, then 90% like your fillers. Okay, carrier fillers. Fillers, you know, fillers. That means your your substrate, you can say, filler, carrier, which will carry, then softener, which will make, okay, which will make it less phytotoxicity, softeners, okay. Then your fillers, carriers, softeners, adjuvants, okay, which will help it to get stick to the plant surface. So like that, other materials are there, okay. Uh, so that it means 10%. So different fungicide having the different formulation. Sometimes Vitavax, suppose you will get in 10%. Okay. In some cases you will get your 15% or 20%. Based on the different diseases, okay, this can be used for your less your the disease which is not much dangerous. In that case, suppose if it is not causing much loss to the crop or the wheat, so in that case it may be used 10%, and in where the pathogen is very virulent, in that case maybe it may be used 20%. Likewise, Vitavax 75 WP means here WP means wettable powder. It is used for making the solution. So here the active ingredient is 75%. 25% are other like carrier, filler, softeners, okay, adjuvants, etc. Okay, that's okay.
यस सर.
What is your name?
अनुराग कुमार सर,
From
सिवान बिहार.
Bihar. अभी समझ गया, ठीक है, it's okay.
यस सर.
Time is very less, that is why I'm not able to. Anyway, you can ask, whenever you just feel. Like millet 50 WP means here 50% wettable powder. Okay, I will come in the formulation in one class. I will teach you. Just there is one lecture will be there, a part of lecture. So for different formulations. Okay. Then acylanines, it belongs to phenylamide group. In 1973, acylanines were found out by Ciba Gigi Switzerland. It is a company. Okay. So it is also having the very promising your fungicide like your Ridomil MZ. Okay. Or MZ 72%, 72 WP. WP apron is used for seed treatment in mustard against alternaria leaf blight. Then the Ridomil MZ, it is very much effective against the mycetes fungi. Okay, and it is very good in controlling the leaf blight of potato and your tomato. Then organophosphates, it is applied as foliar spray, soil drench, root dip, or post harvest dip and soil incorporation. Example, Eleite, Ipal. Okay, that is soil application is also then the soil drenching. Soil drenching is done in case of soil-borne pathogen like your wilt pathogen, Fusarium, Pythium, Phytophthora. Okay, so these are the soil-borne pathogen. Inoculum is there. So even if you spray on the crop, the pathogen will not get killed much. Okay, because it will only kill because inoculum is in the soil only. So soil drenching means the soil should be made wet with the solution. Okay, at least to the root zone level. Okay, at least to 4 to 5 centimeter, where the pathogen survives. In that case, soil drenching is done. Root dip treatment, that means in case of like soil to just get your damping of pathogen, damping of disease in case of planting of vegetables. Okay, so root dip treatment is done uh, in the fungicide solution, and after that it is planted so that the plant becomes free in the early stage of crop, because damping of pathogen, it infects the crop in the very early stage. Okay. Then post harvest, of course, after the harvest also there is some rotting. Okay, post harvest fungus are there, like your rhizopus. Okay, rhizopus is there, and penicillium is there, which causes mainly in the fruits and vegetables. Okay, post harvest diseases. Then trizoles, they show a long protective and root and diseases such as spots, blights, like your blights you will get in case of mainly fungal disease. Okay, then powdery mildew, rusts. Okay, wheat rust, smuts like your false smut in rice, etc. They are used as foliar sprays and in seed and soil treatment. That means seed is also treated, okay, before sowing.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what is EC and SC?
Oh, yes, one class I will take. EC emulsified concentrate and your SC is soluble concentrate. Okay, these are the different formulations of the fungicides. So one class that should I have taken today only, but it will come. I will take care. I will take one class based on means the of different formulations. What is EC? What is AC? Okay, dust. Okay. EC is emulsified concentrate in the liquid form. SC is soluble concentrate. It is also in the liquid form. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
in this triazole group, you will get your difenoconazole, which is available commercially in the name of score 25 EC. That means 25% active ingredient. So in the market, always you should the chemical composition, because different companies are scoring marketing the chemicals in the different name, like carbendazim, your 50 WP, it is marketed very commonly in the name of Bevistine, Kevistine, Dhanustine. Okay, like Dhanuka Group, Dhanustine, BASF, Bevistine, Carelixil, Kevistine. So chemical name is much important. So this your difenoconazole is available in the name of score 25 EC, and your propiconazole, it is available in the name of TIL. Okay, TIL, it is manufactured by your Syngenta. Okay, company Syngenta TIL. So these are very good fungicides against the leaf spots and all these things. Then, and these are the newer fungicides like triazole group. Then again, the last that is Stroliburin. This is also comparatively a newer group of fungicides. These are the latest fungicides, also known as fungicides. The most important Stroliburin fungicides are azoxystrobin. Okay, example you will get in the name of Mishra. Okay, then trifloxystrobin in the name of and Krebsim methyl. It is available in the name of Argon 44.3 SC. These stroliburins can be used for controlling the diseases of grapevines, pomes. Pomes means fruits. Okay, pomes and stone fruits, cucurbits, sugar beets, and rice paddy. Okay. So among these systemic fungicides, this triazole and stroliburins are the newer fungicides, or the latest group of fungicides. So this is all about your today's class. So any doubt, anyone from today's class you ask. Next class I will be dealing with the common formulation of fungicides. Okay. That will also include that. And next fungicide. So next chapter is your classification, mode of action, and formulation of fungicides and antibiotics. A bit it will be a longer class. Okay. So on Tuesday, on Tuesday, I think we are having the sufficient time. 3:20 to 5 periods, is not it? 3:20 to 5 p.m.
Yes, sir.
In that way, that. Any query, any doubt from today's class, please ask.
सर प्लीज रिपीट दैट पार्ट कि जब से वो दोनों फंगिसाइड एक साथ कब यूज होती है
अच्छा
सिस्टमैटिक
अब
नॉन सिस्टमैटिक
ओके अब देखिए in broadly this fungicide based on the mode of action it is categorized broadly in two parts, that is one is systemic, another one is non-systemic. Okay, systemic fungicides are those which are used in case of systemic disease. So what are the systemic disease? Okay, like your suppose the pathogen infect the aerial part, okay, then it becomes systemic in nature, like it also enters in the your vascular system of the plant. Number one condition. Second one, suppose if some disease are okay root diseases. So systemic fungicide wherever it will be applied. Suppose you only foliar spray if there is some root diseases. So it is not that each and every crop root will be exposed, dug out, and the fungicide will be used. It is not possible. Plant will also be used. In this case, systemic fungicide is used. So it will be sprayed, of course, on the aerial part of aerial foliar part of the plant or aerial part of the plant. But this will get translocated into the your whole plant. Okay, even in the roots. So it will take care of that. Okay. And your non-systemic fungicides are those where the diseases are localized in nature, like leaf spot. Some pathogen will cause the leaf spot, and it will be restricted to the leaf only. Okay, it will be restricted to. So in that case, your non-systemic means it does not need to spray. Means like very big tree is there. Okay, mango, whole tree or wherever there is, your disease is there in that part of tree, that part can be only sprayed, or only the foliar part can be sprayed. Okay, so in case of non-systemic fungicide, the site of action is restricted to the site of application of the fungicide. But in case of systemic fungicide, site of action is irrespective of the site of application. That is, site of application may be at one part. Suppose in case of systemic fungicide, okay, the fungicidal solution may be in the root. The plant will translocate it. Okay, it will part. Okay. So based on the systemic and non-systemic diseases, the different fungicides are used. But there are some cases. There are some cases where the disease is your first non-systemic in nature, and after that it becomes systemic in nature. Like in case of your fusarial wilt, Okay. Or in case of your leaf spots, okay, sometimes that leaf spot will cause in the aerial parts, and later on the pathogen again gets enter inside the plant, and that becomes systemic. First, that pathogen, it remains non-systemic in nature or localized in the your aerial part of the plant. Suppose it only causes the leaf spots, but upon severity of disease, the pathogen enters inside the plant and it gets spread in the whole system of the plant, and it causes your disease also. Okay, means systemic disease. Next, like your this one, fusarial wilt, phytophthora wilt. First, it infects the it infects the root portion. Okay, the disease is non-systemic in nature, and after that, the pathogen enters inside the your vascular bundle, xylem vessel, and mechanical clogging of the xylem vessel takes place. So, in that case, you have to use a mixture of both systemic and non-systemic fungicide. Non-systemic fungicide will take care of the primary inoculum. Okay, maybe the primary inoculum may be present on the aerial part of the plant where first it causes the disease. Okay, and and systemic fungicide will take care of the pathogen. Okay, which has already entered inside the host system. Okay, so if the pathogen which is already entered in the host system, if the non-systemic fungicides are applied, it cannot take care of the pathogen present inside the host of the plant. In that case, your systemic fungicide is also used, and non-systemic is used. Why? Because inoculum is coming or fungus is coming from outside. So as soon as it is coming, if it is spread, it is killing there, and if some fungus anyhow it enters in the inside, that will be killed by systemic fungicide. Okay. Now it's clear or some doubt is there?
Yes, sir. Sir, we have another class from 10.
No, your doubt is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so you please give your attendance in the chat box.
Okay, sir.
Please give your attendance in the chat box. Thank you.